Мы продолжаем. У нас на связи Esther Dyson. Hi, Esther.
Hi, добрый день.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
How is your Christmas time?
Well, it's great. Now is the time that I have time to answer emails and sit in my office and get some work done after running around the world for months.
So, how was your year? What you achieved and what you're proud for in this year?
It was a good year. Let's see. Mostly, I just made a bunch of new investments in some health-oriented startups, and I hope I'm being useful in getting some positive interest in Skolkovo, which is not just a question of money, but of doing exactly what Unova does, supporting entrepreneurs, helping to spread business practices, that kind of thing, and so forth. Ask more questions.
Okay. So, what's you told about some of your investments. What are your investment activities? What you've been invested in? What projects?
Well, investing is easy. The challenge then is supporting the companies after you've invested. So,
but you like in 1,000 boards, I believe.
12.
Okay, only 12. Sorry.
One of which, of course, is Yandex and also IBS Group in Russia.
Okay.
I'm working with a company I appeared with on your show not long ago, Zingaya.
Yeah.
And, also in the U.S., 23andMe and Airship Ventures, doing a lot of stuff also still in space.
So, what are you interested in for space? Because, like, you're a real cosmonaut. So, what's your plans for this? What's your expectation?
Well, the most interesting thing that happened in space this year was that a company called SpaceX, which was by an immigrant from South Africa, Elon Musk, it actually sent a rocket ship into orbit, orbited a few times, and then landed safely, which is an amazing achievement for the private sector. And ironically, in the U.S., there's a feeling that space should be done only by government. And of course, just like the internet, I think it's a perfect thing for the private sector to do. And that's starting to happen a little bit in the U.S., and SpaceX is the best example. So, as you know, I trained with Roscosmos here in Russia, but it costs about $40 million to go to space with Roscosmos, and with luck it will be cheaper with companies like SpaceX.
Okay, so what interesting happened in Russia this year? So what interested you have seen here in Russia?
Well, it's obviously one big thing as far as investors are concerned is the DST IPO in London. That aroused a lot of interest from a lot of investors, and there were a number of tours of foreign venture capitalists and tech companies coming through. I was including the one in February with Ashton Kutcher, and again, foreign tech companies are beginning. Maybe Russia's interesting. Axel put money into Wikimart, so you see a lot of interest from the financial sector. What you don't yet vote is the supporting infrastructure, because investment isn't simply putting money in. It's also sending people over, putting people on boards, supporting the entrepreneurs, and of course, from the entrepreneur's point of view, being able to assemble a good team of people. Not everybody should be a CEO, and finding good sales managers, finding financial people, marketing people, that's all still a challenge.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Skolkovo is getting a lot of attention, but again, it needs to become real. It needs to stay transparent, and it needs to help assemble more mentors and other useful people. It's not just a question of technology.
Okay, what lessons have you learned from this year?
Um,
Is there any?
yeah, I haven't made any huge mistakes. A couple of the companies I invested in finally gave up. So I've learned to be more careful about what I invest in. But in the end, the mistakes are the cost of the education. So it's been a pretty good year.
Yeah, can you tell me that you told that companies gave up? You haven't told that they failed. So that does it
Well,
mean that
I
just
mean,
it's like just personal thing that people have not much enough strength to go forward?
no, they've run out of money. One was a company, a U.S. company called Stater, and the management bought it back from the investors for my share was $2. Um, but the management now feels not having to deal with investors, maybe they can actually serve their customers better. So, that's not such a bad.
Hello?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Esther. Esther,
Okay.
I have another question.
Sure.
Yeah, what's your plan for the next year? What you're going to do? What's your expectation?
Okay. My expectation is to invest in a couple more of these health companies and probably help a couple of them to merge to get critical mass. It is to continue to support the space industry. It's to help bring some more Western people to Skolkovo. But again, not to make huge changes in what I'm doing, because growing small companies is like growing children. It's just you have to do it day in and day out. It's not a set of dramatic transactions. It's a set of meeting with people, helping a company simply to get through daily life and then become larger and add people, build structure, serve their customers. People tend to focus on the big events. It's investment rounds in business. It's getting married or dying in personal life. But the reality is most of life is simply growing in a solid, organic way over time without a lot of drama. Too much drama is usually bad news.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, and enjoy the winter, and I wish you Merry Christmas in a couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.